guys, this is the video review of the OC Sentai Crystalgers, and this is a little different from my other reviews, which was the Mecha Review Astro Robo and the Mecha Review Dino Kyle. This is different from those two, because this is an actual Sentai, meaning there will be more. Unlike with the other two robots I reviewed, being just one-offs, this will be the beginning of my OC Sentai, and yeah, I'm pretty happy about this, and we'll start this off with Red. Now for Red, this is Crystal Knight. Even though his name is Crystal Knight, he does not have a sword or shield type weapon. Yeah, he looks nice. So, for posability, he has a up and down right here. The arm can move forward, they can move back. Here's an up and down, butterfly joint right there, or side by side, and a 360 right here. This is pretty tight. Yeah, both arms are pretty tight. Now, the waist he can do it. He can crunches. He can do a arc right here, and you can move his back right there. A side by side, and a 360 right here. The legs can kick forward, they can kick back. There's an up and down right here, side by side, and a 360 right here. The foot can do an up and down movement right here. And yeah, that is it for Crystal Knight. Now on to the second guy. Crystal Knight, done. Now, for Crystal Dragon, let me just unravel him a bit, so that we can actually show off this guy's true length. This guy is pretty long, and there will be a reason why he's long. So, here is Dragon. He's one of the longest, if not the longest. I don't know. It's just okay. Here's Dragon. Zion looks nice. He's my favorite out of the main five. So, and look up, and starting off with posability on his head. There's an up and down right here, side by side right here, an up and down, and a 360 right here. It would be a full 360 without the ring, but the ring is key for Dragon, so yeah. So same possibility goes right here. Now for his neck, there is the up and down right here, and a 360 right here. Possibility will only be recognized in the combination. The legs can move forward, they can move back, an up and down right here, and a 360 right here. That goes for all the legs actually, and there's an up and down right here. Same for all the legs. There's a up and down right here, side by side, and a 360 right here. Alright. The same is also for right here. And now for the tail, there's an up and down right here. Actually, side by side, up and down, and a 360 right here. That is Dragon. Okay, now next up is Thunderbird. Gotta take him off this. And there we go. So here's he off the stand. Looks nice. I don't like the translucent blue. Translucent blue with the teal, with the normal blue, with the gold and gray. I like it. I just love it. Now for posability. Starting the posability, we have head posability by an up and down, side by side, and a 360 right here. This piece can do an up and down, one for transformation, there's a side-by-side, up and down, and a 360 right here. The wings can do an up and down, butterfly jump right there, and a 360 right here. The tail feather, it can do an up and down, side-by-side, and without the feet being taken off, it can only do like a 180. What's the falling apart? Alright, now for the legs, it's a move forward, move back, side by side, up and down, 360 right here, up and down, side by side, and a 360 right here. And now that is it for blue. Now, yellow. Here's yellow. He's pretty small. I like his smallness. Okay, so now, for possibility, he can do up and down right here, more transmission, up and down right here, side by side, and a 360 right here. The legs can do a 360 motion transformation. The tail can do a side by side, up and down, a 360 right here. Same for here and here. That is it for monkey. Now for Beetle. Beetle has the most simplest plausibility out of the entire line. It's a little up and down, side by side, and a 360 right here. Now, since you got all of that, since you have everyone, I'm gonna lift up the phone stand, and now we're in good height to start off the combination. Now I'm gonna do this in backwards order. So starting off with Beetle, just gonna fold that down, and that's it. For pink. For yellow, you're gonna take off his tail, take off his limbs. This piece does not need to be taken off, it should be there, right there. And then, so while you have his limbs, turn around his legs, a 180-degree angle. His arms, we'll just move that up, we'll just fold up, and then connect it back, and then fold up his head, and that is it for yellow, and you'll more see what he looks like combined. Now for Thunderbird, you're gonna take off these pieces, which are gonna be the feet, take off his legs, and what you're gonna do is take off his legs and leave his tail feather. But for the tail feather, you're going to connect his legs right here, so like that. And alright, see this piece? Alright. Okay. Now I'm gonna take off these pieces. They're gonna be the forearms, and now for wings, you're gonna take those off. And then take off his head. And so it's this piece. There's a lot of taking apart for blue. What you're gonna do is connect his wings onto the tail feather, and that's gonna be the wings there. And now for the forearms, they're gonna connect on right here, forming the upper body of this guy, and yeah, that is it for blue. Now for green. Green, what you're gonna do is you see this piece off right here, you're going to take that off. So this piece that's supposed to, there we go, finally, this will be more important in the combination, which we're doing right now. Okay, so for dragon, you're gonna take off his head, take off his tail, and that is it for pieces you need to take off. Now time to transform this guy. Take apart the front feet and connect them back like this, so they can just put it like that, fit snugly, and then turn this to an 180-degree angle, turn this to a 90-degree angle, and fold that down. Now, see here, turn that to a 180-degree angle, collapse these down, fold those up, fit snugly, and now turn that to a 90-degree angle. Now lift that up, fold it down, turn that to a 90-degree angle, and that is it for Dragon. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, now for Knight, you're just gonna take his head, turn to the back. See this piece right here, gonna move that up right there, and now, and you're done with it. Nah, I'm just kidding. You're gonna fold this up, make sure his legs would fit right here, close up his arms, and now you have red. Now for the combining parts, so let's do this. For the feet, you see this triangular piece, you're gonna have the 3 studs inward, meaning that same foot, this piece would face the exact same, the opposite piece right there. So yeah, make sure that. And the Nexonite shields are outward, like facing each other. Right. Shut that up. Okay, now that is the legs of the mecha, and now starting off now for the upper body. Let me lift up my camera. Okay, now I lift up my camera. Alright. Now for blue, you're just gonna connect them right here. And this piece right here is going to lock into these 2 studs right there, and bam! There he is, locking snugly. Now, the dragon head is going to connect onto this arm right there, and make sure everything's straight up. And yeah, now onto the back. So for the back, you're going to need this piece right here. The wing piece, that's going to connect right here. And then you're going to need Thunderbird's head and Monkey's tail. Gonna kind of connect right there. And straighten that up. Make sure the Thunderbolt piece is not in the way of the connection point, which this piece is going to connect right here. Now, okay, now that's the back piece right there. Now, oh wait, this piece right here is going to connect to the crotch, become like some sort of crotch guard. And now, see, for the head, you're just gonna connect this piece. We're gonna come back to the head for this, fold that down, and yeah, just leave that be. Now for the tail, now dragon's tail, fold this piece down, forming the sword, and add pink to this, and bam, that is it for pink. Now red, he's going to connect right here onto the chest plate. And now finally yellow. We already have red's head connected to here. Now for this piece, gonna connect it right here and fold out the yellow and blue parts, and bam, you finally have the Crystalger's mecha being Crystal King. And I just like this guy. I love this guy. He's fun to play around with. He's easy to transform, and even though there are some pieces that may be loose, it's still fun to mess around with. So I'm going to take off the sword so I can only focus on the posability for this guy. For posability, he can do a kick. He can kick that forward, he can kick that back. Knee articulation right here. He can spread this far. Alright. The ankle can pivot. And it can kind of move forward. The arms can move forward and back. The wings are same thing as same thing. Butterfly joint right here, up and down movement right there, and yeah, and for form it can move right there. Now for the head can do a 360 right here, and up and down right here, and can kind of do a side by side. It can crunch forward, it can arc back, kinda, if you just move the toe feather. Now you can, yeah. But yeah, before we end this review, I'm just gonna put him in a bunch of poses, and after that, that'll be the end of this review. Alright, let's put him in a bunch of poses. Alright, here's one of the poses I put him at. He looks cool in this one, and now, this is the end of this review. ZBrick's out.